Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here, and you are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, and let's talk. And welcome to Saturday's edition of the dceu Daily. Let's talk about Jeremy Simser. Now, Jeremy Simser is a storyboard artist, and let's read this properly, and illustrator for TV and film, The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Game of Thrones, wow, Deadpool 2, upcoming graphic novel hits some baddie, right? So he's a very, very talented guy, obviously. So he got involved with some of my friends who are fighting to release the Snyder Cut. So some of his tweets are unavailable in this thread, but basically he told a fan, stop going on about it, move on. So the legend that is Jay Oliva, right? I can't even pronounce the lad's name. Jay Oliva, right? We know him, right? He's directed DC animated movies. He's directed episodes. I think he's directed episodes of Young Justice. He's done a lot of things, right? The man is an absolute talented legend, and he's been the brightest voice in the fight for the Snyder Cut. He's been the brightest voice because he's involved in the industry. I love the way he calls people out, and he does it with such class, pride, and manners. So let's have a look what he says to this guy, Jeremy Simser. Sorry to break it to you, but it does exist. On a professional note, why do you care what these fans want? I'd love for the world to see what I did on the film. Maybe if you had worked on the film, you'd feel different. A hashtag release the Snyder Cut. So basically this guy, Jeremy Simser, I missed that bit out, has pretty much said that the Snyder Cut doesn't exist. Basically, it does. It does, Jeremy, right? It does. It's real. We know it's real. If someone like Jay has said it's real, he worked on Batman v Superman. He actually worked on Justice League. Why would Jay lie? This is ridiculous. What are you getting out of this? Now, obviously, he's worked with Warner Brothers, HBO with Game of Thrones, so I don't know. Maybe there's a little agenda there. But Jay's worked with Warner Brothers, and his agenda is the Snyder Cut, something he's worked on and he's proud of, and he's proud to have worked with Zack Snyder. So then he replies, I don't know, I'd love to have seen a couple of sequences I boarded for Deadpool 2 that got, but it ain't happening. I've moved on. All of this is moot anyway. Really, this isn't an artistic decision. It's a financial one. Jay Oliva, right? He comes back at him and he goes, did I mention anything about Deadpool 2? What about my scenes in Deadpool 1? That's irrelevant to the Snyder Cut. He comes back again, Jay Oliva. Did Deadpool 2 change dramatically from Tim's original vision? That's what happened on Justice League. The theatrical cut is a different film than what I worked on or what Zack had intended. And then Jeremy replies, hey, I tried to peacefully exit this. I'm muting and moving on. Have a great day. And this is what happens when these people are called out and the truth is put to them and they are called out by someone else in the industry. In other words, he plays the victim. In other words, without saying it, he's trying to make out that Jay's bullying him. But Jay's actually come back as a gentleman because he's sticking up for someone who actually Jeremy is attacking. You are attacking him. You're saying, why do you care? You know, you're trying to insinuate the Snyder Cut isn't real. When we all know the damn thing is real, right? And I think that's it. So look, Jay Oliva, right, is just a legend. Not only is he a talented lad, but this is a guy who's worked with Zack Snyder. This is a guy, who's worked on the Justice League. And, we're fighting for this thing in a peaceful, coherent way. I know there's some people who cross the line, and I'm really, as part of this kind of release the Snyder Cut fan and fight, right, I always advise people, do it. Be Jay Oliva, right? Be the man. Be the better man. Be the better woman. Be the better person who makes the points. There is so much evidence, and the biggest evidence that it exists is Jay. because he's worked with Zack Snyder. He knows Zack Snyder. He knows that this cut exists. And I suppose we should rise above these people and ignore them. But when you're talking about something you're passionate about and someone comes in at you and kind of, well, literally says, why is the, basically, these people are saying, why are you passionate about the thing you're passionate about? Why are you, what, you know, I don't have a foot fetish. I don't understand people who have these sexual foot fetishes. But hey, I respect the fact that they do. It's up to them, isn't it? So, you know, just a brilliant thread and just a brilliant example when you've got someone really prominent. This proves that our fight is just. What they did to Zack Snyder was so wrong and so harsh. He created a film that deserves to be seen. And we're still sitting here and we're still waiting to see this film. And it's not fair. Release the damn movie, Warner Brothers. It's going to make you money, whether it's a full theatrical release, whether it's just a home release. I don't care what it is. I want to see it. We all want to see it. And I think even the mainstream audience want to see this film now. And I think it's so important that we see it. I think that artistic freedom, when someone is as talented as Zack Snyder and they're doing really something special, because we've already seen with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman the talent of this man, Watchmen and all the other stuff he's doing, right? So we know this man's an artist. We know this man created something special. But because the mainstream critics and the mainstream audience didn't like it, you know, he gets removed from the position. And Zack did get sacked, and I'll say it until it's got bumper stickers on. He was removed from the project. And what was even more disgusting, they used the death of his daughter for the reason that he moved on. And maybe that was part of the reason. I don't want to go into that because that's so terrible, devastating, and personal to Zack Snyder. But he was removed from the project, right? And if it was a case that he moved on because of his daughter, after they gave us that horrible version of the film, they should have invited him back. Are you ready, Zack? Are you still mourning? Come back, finish your cut, and give it to the fans and make the money that you know. Let's make the money that we need to make for this film, right? It made $650. The Snyder Cut can bump up the Justice League actually to. Sorry, I'm trying to get my BVS thing back on. No, what you doing? What you doing? Sorry about that. I cannot talk without my BVS thing. And this bloody dual control the PS4 got, it's so annoying. It runs out of battery so easily. Anyway, where was I? So basically, I just want to thank you, Jay Oliver. I want to thank you with all my heart. What you've been doing, what you said here, the evidence you've provided. Now, I don't know what kind of contract he signed with them, but he seems to be speaking out a lot more than anyone else involved with the film. So maybe what he signed isn't as official secrets, if you like, as everybody else. So now I want to move the conversation on to Henry Cavill. I sent this to Henry on his Instagram. Of course, he's not going to reply, but I understand. But I will follow Henry anywhere. I will support his projects. Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Margot Robbie, Zachary Levi, all these people that are part of the DCEU are not just great actors, but they're wonderful people. This week we saw Jason Momoa shave his beard off to promote saving the environment. These are the kind of leads that we've got. They're wonderful people, family people, and I feel so blessed that these people are part of this universe. Ben Affleck, and by the way, I still feel Ben Affleck has still got a part to play as Batman. I think he will play some role in the Batman, so he might not be the Batman, but his version will come up somewhere. Now, I know he's officially said he's not Batman anymore, and I suppose that means I'm deluded, but hey. But I want to talk about Henry Cavill, right? We need to know what's going on. This is absolutely freaking ridiculous, and I'm so supportive of Peter Safran and Walter Hamada and what they're doing with the DCEU going forward. The Joker movie, I cannot wait. And talking of the Joker movie, I have been to a test screening of a certain film, And I will talk about that on another video. But anyway, right, we're talking about Henry Cavill here, right? We need to know if Henry Cavill is still Superman. I know Jason Momoa has come back and said during the build-up to Aquaman that, yes, Henry is still Superman. We need that confirmed. Announce his Superman movie, if that's the case, or tell us he's not Superman anymore. This is freaking ridiculous. We need to know. Let us know, Warner Brothers. I'm not coming at you aggressively, I'm not. But you've got to look at it from our point of view. We are your customers, right? You understand how you make money from us, right? We care about these characters. We care about the DCEU. We care about DC. I'm proud to be a fan of both DC and the DC Extended Universe, right? I just want you to come out and say, look, Henry's still Superman, Henry's not Superman. And if Henry is still Superman, just tell us, yeah, we are developing a movie with Henry right now. Or we're not, and we're looking to cast another Superman. Just tell us, for the love of God, please, just let us know what's going on with Superman and Henry Cavill. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Sorry if I stuttered a few times. This is not a script. This is basically every video I do is improvised. Someone asked me that the other day. Everything I do is improvised. It just comes off the top of my head, and sometimes I may get it wrong. So apologies for that, and I shall see you tomorrow in Sunday's edition of the DCEU Daily. Will we get big news tomorrow? I hope so.